This is WT for TST, and this evening we're honoured to be joined by unbeaten Leeds star Jack Bateson. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Thanks a lot for having me on.
No, you're welcome, mate. It's good to have you on. Nice MTK little thing there. We'll go into that later.
Yeah, of
Showing the
course,
old.
mate. Got me repping my sponsors always.
We'll
My
do that at
team.
the end anyway.
Yeah, no worries.
So, first time on TST, what we like to do is we go back through what makes you you, really. So, I think some of these you get straight into boxing, and we miss the person
Yeah.
before the boxing glove. So, take us back to your childhood, Jack. What was it like growing up in Leeds?
Great. I mean, Leeds as a city is brilliant. A proper Leeds lad. I grew up, with all my friends, all my family, and whatnot, and throughout my boxing career, they've been behind me fully. Leeds is one of those cities. Whatever you're doing, they'll support you and they'll back you fully. So I'm lucky to be from Leeds.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Because I join you with that. And you still got the colours on there as well, mate. Yeah, Leeds
Of
fan, are you?
course. Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about the new season?
They're doing well, mate. Apart from last night, they played last night and we lost. But that's the first hiccup in the road. They've been performing well other than last night. So fingers crossed they can keep the momentum going. And they're doing well. To say they've only just gone up.
I know I'm dead surprised. Well, pleasantly surprised. But
Pleasantly, yeah.
let's get into it then, mate. So school life was just normal for you, was it?
School life pretty normal. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't probably the brightest kid in the book, but I did got through it all. Went to study sport in college and whatnot, but yeah, it was all pretty normal.
So when you were in school, then fights and stuff, or what made you get into the boxing ring? How did that all happen?
To be fair, when I was really young, I'd say like early high school, I was a little bit more aggressive and whatnot when I was boxing, but not boxing as when you're a schoolboy and you're boxing and whatnot. You go 3 to 5 times a week and you train once a day. The diet's not really strict or anything, so it's not your first priority. You know what I mean? But I was a little bit more naughty and fighting and stuff when I was a bit younger. But as I started taking boxing seriously, I never had the energy. And if it did come to it, I was like, you know what, mate, I'm not harsh, you know what I mean? Like my mates jumping in from behind saying, hey, you what? But yeah, I was never asked for it, to be honest.
So how did you end up in the ring then? What's that about? Tell us the story.
Okay, so I've been in and around boxing all my life. My dad was a boxing coach, is a boxing coach. My uncle was a boxing coach, is a boxing coach. My brother was 3 years older than me, and he started boxing probably about 7, 8, something like that. He quit when he got to about age 12. He had about 11 fights or so. He fought at a good level. He boxed the likes of Josh Warrington as an amateur. And then he packed in, and my dad used to always say, "Oh, you're coming down to the gym. You're coming down to the gym." And I was never bothered for it. Anyway, he kept asking and asking. I thought, you know what, shut him up, I'll go with him.
Sorry for him.
Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for him. He was constantly asking me, and I think he just wanted someone to tag along with him, in the car or whatnot. And then I went with him, and I got the bug. Before I knew it, I was on my first fight at 11. About 13, 14 fights later, I was unbeaten, having my first fight for England at 12 years old. So from there, I lost that fight against Ireland, my first international, and then
1 point
by a point.
Yeah,
by a point, 5-4 against a kid called Joe Fitzpatrick, who's still boxing now. I think he's a lot heavier now, but yeah, I lost that. Was crying all the way home. Straight back in the gym on Monday, and from then on, it's just been a big flash. And sat here today. You know what I mean?
It's a decent amateur career, though, isn't it, that you've had, really? What about Team GB?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Oh, it was good. I mean, as an amateur, I had 120 plus fights. Boxed from about 40, 50 fights onwards. Everything then was international. GB was great. I was there for six years, living in Sheffield, and had some of the best memories of my life. I visited countries that I never thought I would visit, and you know, I think when boxing does all end for me one day, that will probably be one of my my biggest memories. You know, I look back now, and at the time it felt a bit shit because, you know, it's a lonely sport, boxing, but looking back now, even now, I'm like, there were good days then, you know, some top lads.
What was the best place you've been to then? You mentioned you boxed all over.
The best place I've been to is America. I boxed in New Jersey, and we spent a bit of time in New York, and obviously America's just different class. That was good. And then worst place, I'd probably say Kazakhstan was hard work, mate. It was just...
Everyone says that. Normally, when I talk to some other GB people, they were saying, "Oh, it's because of the food." Like,
see, I'm not a fussy person, mate. I can eat out. So there was like horse meat and all this, and I was like, horse meat. I was like, yes, go on, get it down, mate. I wasn't bothered. But some of the boys had a terrible time. Like, they couldn't eat nothing, you know. I suppose they made weight easy and whatnot, but it's just different lifestyle, mate. Different lifestyle. It's hard to sort of adjust, you know. I did a 3-week camp there and another 2-week camp. I think I went 3 times, but it was never the best memories.
you're never going to go there. You're never going to book holiday there.
No, I'll be booking a holiday there anyway.
All right, mate. So leaving school then, and then obviously going into like Team GB and all that. Was it always your plan to turn pro?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I was just boxing, taking it like day by day, and you know, my goal was to get on GB. You know, I'd be out running. I'd be thinking, oh, I can't wait to get that GB jacket, that GB top, and whatnot.
Is it framed?
GB. Literally, I was like, I ain't even framed it yet, but I've got it all. It'll get framed. Just waiting to get rich and be able to have a boxing room in the house. You know what I mean?
Man cave, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. So my goal was to get on GB. Got on GB. My goal was to get to the Olympics. Didn't get to the Olympics. From then on, I was sort of up in the air. You know, I didn't want to stay amateur. I thought, you know, my goal was 2016. I couldn't have waited around for 2020, or should I say 2021, or whenever it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So thank God I didn't. But, you know, turn pro, best thing that's ever happened to me. I've come on a lot as a fighter in the last 3 years, and 12-0 now. You know, hopefully knocking on the door for titles. Fingers crossed.
I was about to say that, you know, 12-0, unbeaten. What a start. But what I did know when I was looking at your box rec and stuff, when I was going through it, it's quite a lot of Yorkshire lads in your division near the top, isn't there? You know, you got
there is, yeah.
Fancy a Yorkshire derby?
It's definitely something that could happen in the future. I mean, MTK Leeds has just been announced not long back, and I'm sure that once all this lockdown and whatnot ends, there'll be big shows happening. But, you know, I want to get out before that. I don't want to just wait. I just don't want to be sat on the sideline watching it all. I want to get out, and then when them shows come back, you know, I'll have a bit more to put on the table then, hopefully.
What is the plan next then?
I think it's very unlikely for me to get out before the end of the year. But, you know, I don't mind sitting out till the end of the year because, you know, I've had a fight. I had to pay for that fight, but, you know, I was happy to do that just to get out during these tough times, you know.
What do you mean you had to pay? What do you mean?
I had to pay to fight. So I wouldn't have got a wage, but I couldn't get an opponent. So I had to pay for an opponent.
So you had to pay?
I had to pay for an opponent, exactly that. And an undefeated opponent.
Mate, that could have gone on your boxing room.
Exactly that, mate. So it's been tough times, but, you know,
that's the side of it. No one would know that.
That's what I mean. Like, imagine training camps. Like, it's hard as it is, and it's expensive as it is, and to then have to pay good money to fight, and, you know, usually you're on the way home, and you think, oh yes, you know, whether you've won or you've lost, you're thinking, oh, I've earned a few quid, you know, happy days. Imagine I'd have gone in against this kid who was 2-0 at the time, and got beat, and then get paid my wage. They're the risks I had to take to get the fight. But I hadn't fought in 12 months, and I thought, you know what, if I fight now, hopefully it'll set me up for something a little bit bigger rather than jumping into a warm-up fight and this and that. You know what I mean?
I'm still like going, well, okay. So do
Yeah.
you do it on the side then, just to supplement? If you're not fighting and you're paying all this stuff out, do you do it on the side?
Nothing. Luckily, I've got a few sponsors that give me a monthly wage.
Right.
So without them, I'd be lost. So I'm very thankful to them. But yeah, we need boxing back. Unfortunately, for some other people, they haven't got the sponsors, that I've got, and they do work and they do box at the same time. So I'm thankful.
I'm going to show you this, right? Because I don't mean disrespect, but it made me laugh, right? Have a look at this. I'll just tilt it so you can see it. I think
we go.
Mate, you need to sort that out. Who's that little boy on there?
Yeah, I don't know what they're playing at. I think they've done it on purpose. How do I even change that? How do I get in touch with boxrec?
I'll have a look. I don't know. I'll figure it out for you, mate. I'll try and edit it for you.
Yeah, if you can edit that for me.
That is shocking, mate.
It's shocking, isn't it? Imagine my opponents, when they go, you matched up with Jack Bateson, and they go on boxrec and they have a look and they think, fucking, I'm going to walk through this kid.
Mate, maybe you should leave it there.
You know what? Yeah, you're right, to be fair. Give them a bit of false hope. They get in the ring and they'll be like, it's not the same lad.
Mate, so 2020 June, you join MTK. How did that all come about?
I was looking for that next step in my career. My dad has managed me for the first 2.5, 3 years, and it's gone brilliant. I've served my apprentice. I've had my 4-rounders starting, then went to 6, then went to 8. I was training for an English title fight with Michael Rambalezza, which fell through due to an injury. And I'm ready for that step up now. And, MTK got in touch, had a few talks with my good friend and manager, Thomas Stalker. And, came to the right sort of deal. And I'm very happy for them to be guiding my career, and they've guided some of the best fighters in the game now. So I can put my full trust in them, and I know that they will do the business for me.
Yeah, spot on, mate. And then how do you, last bit before we go into some questions from the viewers and the followers, how do you stay motivated when you don't have a date? Do you do anything is there any ritual routine that you stick to every day, or?
I do try to, set myself a route at the start of the week, on a Sunday or whatever, just before it starts, what I'm going to do this week. And, during these times, it's sort of like you could get a call 3 weeks notice or whatever. So we've got to be on it. And for me, with me not having a job, like boxing is my job. So I've got no excuse. And that sort of gets me into gear and makes me think, my sponsors are putting their faith and belief in me, and I need to do them proud. So they are my motivation, really. You know what I mean?
Spot on, mate. Right. Like I said, we like to finish these with a few questions. Some of them are proper weird. Yours aren't that bad. Well, say that.
I hope not.
You can judge. Right. So
Yeah.
Mark wants to know, you don't seem to have a nickname. So he's come up with 3 for you. Right. So which of these 3 do you like best? Jack, the Leeds Lion Bateson, Jack Beast Mode Bateson, or Jack Flash Bateson?
Right. I like the most out of them is Jack Flash. As much as I like the whole Leeds thing and everything like that, Lion, I'm not too sure about. Beast Mode, yeah, it's decent, but Jack Flash, after my pro debut, I got that was the headline, Jack Flash. I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, you know what? That's quality, that. But there's Zelfa Flash, who's a good friend of mine, and I wouldn't even have it just for the stick that I would get, from going and Jack Flash, Jack. So, not having it. No. But it used to be Babyface, even though I have still got a babyface for a 26-year-old. Like
on boxrec,
yeah, on boxrec, super babyface. So that's why I changed it. And I'm looking for one. You know what I mean? But everyone's got there's Barrera, babyface, assassin. There's a few in there. So anyone that's got one, gives a shout, and they can send us a message, can't they?
We'll do it, mate. We'll get something sorted. We'll find one. Sarah wants, not many times we get girls messaging, to be fair. Sarah wants to know, nowadays big fights seem to be made by having a beef on social media. Is that something you'd do to get a big fight?
It's not at the minute, but if I had to, I would, yeah. I mean, it's nice to be nice, isn't it? Boxing to me is just boxing. It's just business, you know what I mean? But, you know, if my career got to a point where I have to start doing that, I would, I'd 100% start. And, you know, if someone's being a cock with me, I'll be a cock with them. Like, it's nice to be nice, but if someone's taking the piss, they're taking the piss, you know what I mean?
There's that Leeds spirit, mate.
There it is.
Right. This is the last one, right? And we've finished with this all the time now. It did come from a viewer before. She used to, every time I had anyone on, she'd message in and say, right, ask this question. It was always revolved around chocolate or puddings, right? So we've just nicked her and blocked her now. Right. So what are your top 3 chocolate bars?
You know what? It's going to have to be Bueno.
Yes, number 1.
Kinder Bueno, yeah.
That's my one.
Galaxy Ripple.
Yeah.
It's just a straight good, isn't it?
It's good, yeah, it's good.
And
not quite a 12, but yeah, you know.
Yeah. You know what? I like a Whisper Gold, but I might have forgot about a certain chocolate bar, but I do like a Whisper Gold, so I'm gonna go with them 3.
Happy days, thank you very much, Jack. Right, mate, just before we finish then, anything for the viewers or for your sponsors?
Yeah, I just want to say a big thank you, obviously, to all my supporters, and you know, I can't wait to get back out there, and hopefully there'll be crowds allowed, and you know, you can all come support me like you always do. A big thank you to my sponsors, Jason Heselden, the Property Buying Company, Hugh Boyle at HB Tunnelling, and Darren Long at QuantBet. Obviously, without these guys, I won't be able to do what I do full time. So thank you very much.
Top man, Jack. Right, we'll catch up again soon, yeah?
Definitely, mate. Thank
you
very much.
Thanks,
Take
mate.
care.
See you soon. Bye.